where many people do not know our culture and our religion. If they ask you, I want to know about your religion, which book will you recommend that they read? And have you read that book yourself? And so the Bhagavad Gita is the Lord's song, is a song celestial. It occurs in that great Indian epic, the Mahabharata, in its Bhishma Parva. The Bhagavad Gita has as its background the great literature, Indian literature that is called the Upanishads. Just now we read the shloka, Sarvopanishado Gao Dogha Gopala Nandana. If you were to take all the Upanishads and if they were like a cow, the milkman of that cow is Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And the milk of that cow is the Gita. And the drinkers of that milk is Arjun and all those pure souls who enjoy nectar of Bhagavad Gita. However, Upanishads, before Krishna came into the world, 4,000 years ago and more, the Upanishads were already there. And the teachings and the realizations of the Upanishads were already known. That Tvam Asi from the Chandogya Upanishad, which says, oh man, you are that. Prajnanam Brahma. You are, Brahman is pure consciousness. I am Atma Brahma. This Atman is Brahma. But these Upanishads were only available for a few, for the learned, for the monks, for people who lived in the caves and in the forests. This knowledge was not there for everyone. I'm happy to see so many young faces, high school students. Our Upanishads, the Vedas, represents the highest theory in spiritual studies. Just like how Einstein discovered E is equal to mc squared. Does that mean anything to any one of you here? That the energy contained in an atom is equal to its mass times the square of light. Can we relate to that? We studied geometry in school. And one of the first things we learn in geometry is that if you have a right angle triangle, the square on the side opposite the right angle is equal to the sum of the squares on the other two sides. Isn't that so? C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. But what do you do with it? How do you apply it in your life? Tattvamasi. Thou art it, oh man, you are God. Every being has a divinity in them. How do we apply it in our lives? Bhagavad Gita, there is where Bhagavan Sri Krishna came in. He came and he took the Upanishads and he made a manual for man to apply the knowledge of the Upanishads in our everyday lives. The Bhagavad Gita was not given in a cave. It was not given in a forest under some trees. It was not even given in a mandir. The Bhagavad Gita was given on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. On a battlefield, Arjun had to fight a battle. Today we have a battle to fight also. What is that battle? The battle of life. We are fighting a battle of life. Kurukshetra is not only a physical plain in Haryana in India. Kurukshetra is in each and every one of us. Every body is a Kurukshetra. And who wins in this Kurukshetra. Remember, the Pandavas won in the real Kurukshetra. But who wins in this Kurukshetra will depend on who we feed. In our body, the Asic and the Asuric and the Daivic forces are vying for supremacy every day. The one you feed the more by what you see, by what you hear, by what you think, by what you do, that one will win. I'm happy to see so many of you in Mandir, because I know you're doing the right thing, you're listening to the right thing, you're seeing the right thing, and you're being guided by the right person. Life is a struggle, as the bhajan says, He manwa re manwa jeevan. Yet when I look around, if this is the best they have, why do we have so many people who are unhappy? So many people who are sad? So many people who want to commit suicide? When I watch the people coming out of the train at Lefferts, you can hardly see a smiling face. Everybody is frowning, they're tired, they're weary, and they're not enjoying life. The other song tells us, Humne jag kiya jab tasveer de. The message that Bhagavan Sri Krishna gave in Bhagavad Gita was not given by anyone else. No one else gave that message. It is an original message from the Lord Himself. But this message again was lost. He said, I first gave this message to Vaivaswan. Vaivaswan gave it to his son Manu. Manu gave it to his son Ikshwaku. And so it went on. But a period of time came when this message was lost. During those times when that message was there, the people lived happily. You didn't have all these long faces. But the message became lost. Then came Adi Shankaracharya. And he took the Gita out of the Mahabharata. The Gita was not a book by itself. The Gita was part of the Mahabharata. And Adi Shankaracharya was the first person who made it into a book of 700 verses. Subsequently, again, what we do with that book? All of you probably have a Gita somewhere. If you don't have, you probably have a one like this, where people give out when they have Shrad. All of you probably have a little one like this somewhere. What do we do with it? It says, Sarvopanishado Gao Dogdha Gopal. Gita is like milk. Now if you take milk and you don't drink it, you just salute it, you arti it and so on, would that milk help you? Gita is meant to be taken like a medicine, to read every day. Even once a day, even one verse a day. And the more you take it, the more you drink it, the better it is for you. I know it has a little cholesterol, but for growing children, we need the milk. And so we need the knowledge of this book. Because in it, Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells us how to live and how to enjoy life. How to live and not suffer the bondage of life. Karma bandhan prahasyasi. How to destroy the bondage of actions. His philosophy is in 2 words. 2 letters actually. Yoga. But not the yoga that they have today. What they're teaching people today for yoga is yogic exercises. That only strengthens the body, helps the body. But the yoga that Bhagavan Sri Krishna teaches is teaching us how to live, how to know who we are, mai kaun hu, mai kahan se aaya, or mai kahan ja rahe hain. Knowing who we are will help us when we interact with each other, when we interact with every being in this world. And we will act selflessly. We will do our job with joy, and we will come home smiling. So we need, this is the scripture that we need today. This is the scripture we need to understand. I regret that I didn't understand this earlier in my life. I spent so much time worrying and suffering needlessly. So many years were spent in anxiety. And when this knowledge dawned on me, I said, you know what? We have to share this knowledge. Everyone should know this. Knowing this knowledge, we'll have a better society. And you know what? Work becomes worship. Play becomes worship. Not only coming to mandir and doing arti and singing, but that's fine. But our everyday activity becomes worship. And you know what? In the end, we gain the same knowledge. Our spiritual consciousness is open. The same way as the Jnani who sits and meditates, or the one who follows Patanjali Yoga Sutras, or the ones who chant. The man who works and works selflessly gets the same reward. I'm just going to chant 2 verses this morning from Bhagavad Gita. I know time is of the essence, and I want to keep you longer than your scheduled time. I wonder sometimes, what would have happened if Bhagavan Sri Krishna had told the Gita to Duryodhana instead of Arjuna? Now, we would not have had the Mahabharata war, would we? But you know what? He tried. Remember, the Mahabharata war did not come because the Pandavas were aggressive. They wanted to kill. They wanted peace. Just like how today we want peace with Iran. Some people are saying, let's kill them. But all efforts were made to avoid a war. Bhagavan Sri Krishna went himself and he said, look man, it's their kingdom. You don't want to give them back? Give them half. No, they're going to give them half. Give them 5 towns. Let their princes too. Let them rule over 5 towns. No. Give them 5 villages. No, they're going to give them 5 villages. We're not going to give them even a Suchi Mukha. It means not even a needle point. We're not going to give them not even a needle point of territory. Bas, final answer. Lock it in. I remember the famous words of the late Forbes Burnham. I don't know, some of you young people wouldn't know him. Once president of Guyana. He told Venezuela, not one blue saki, not one rice grain, not one kuras, not a blade of grass we're going to give up to you. And we should commend him for that. If it's one good thing he did in his life, was that. He stood up to Venezuela. Not a Suchimuki. And Bhagavan Sri Krishna said, Duryodhana, why are you behaving like this? Don't you know this is adharma? Do you know what is right and wrong? And Duryodhana said, don't tell me what is right and what is wrong. I know what is right and I know what is wrong. Jane me adharmam, nacha me pravritti. I know what is wrong, but I can't stop myself from doing it. Jane me dharma, nacha me nivritti. I know what is right, but I can't bring myself to do it. And all of us can identify with this. We all know what is right. And sometimes there's something within us. We can't help ourselves not to do it. I shouldn't eat the sweets. But something is, like forcing me to do it. But he said, Krishna, I know what is right and I know what is wrong. It's just that I don't feel like doing it. There's something within me that is making me do wrong. And all of us have the same problem. I should be studying. But you know what? I'm going to watch the show for a few minutes, Or I'm going to go on Facebook for a couple minutes. I know I should be doing my homework. And then what happens? There goes the homework, there goes The next day you're facing the teacher, where's your homework? Arjun had the same problem. But instead of Duryodhan put it very flat, he said, that's it. Arjun wanted to know what was the cause of this. Why is it that I'm forced to do things? And in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3 and verse chapter 3 and verse 36.